Okay, hello everybody. It's good to be back. What we're going to talk about today are developmental milestones, or sometimes you hear teachers speak of developmental delays. And for the parent, this can be a very heartwarming experience because you're really not sure what to expect. What does that mean, developmental delay? What does it mean you're telling me that my child has a developmental delay? I don't understand that. So that's what we're going to talk about, and we're going to do an activity that's going to be great. It's going to be a Mommy and Mia activity, a Mommy and Mia, and a Mommy and Mia activity. So just stay right there while I get everything together. I actually have it together, but my battery is running very, very low on my laptop computer, and I need to plug it in. So don't leave. You could talk about the texture. One side, you may not know this because you can't really touch it, but one side I have felt material actually, and then the other side I have a linen material. So I have two different types of textiles attached to this, and it's going to be very, very nice when I finish, and you're going to get to see the finished product. So now, for our Mommy and Me book, I am going to come back later. I am actually going to sew this on a sewing machine. But you do not have to sew it on a sewing machine. You could actually glue this. I can show you some techniques to glue it together where you don't have to sew it on a sewing machine. If you don't sew, you don't need to be able to sew to create the Mommy and Me book. Um, I can show you that. You can email me and say, okay, can you show me another way of doing it without sewing it on the sewing machine, and I will show you that. But for this demonstration, I am going to sew it on the sewing machine, and then I'm going to come back to you and show you what that looks like once this is sewn on the sewing machine. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I just finished sewing it on the sewing machine, and oh, I think holding it back is better. Looks like a big giant sleeve. So now I'm going to actually put the book together for you so you can see the finished product. But as you see, both sides, it was, once I sewed it, I just kind of, I did it in black stitching so that you can actually see the stitching. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I did the black stitching so it'll be easier to see. Yeah. So that's that, and I'm going to put the cardboard in the sleeves a certain way. It's going Okay, hello everyone. I am back. I have finished the Mommy and Me Grow Up Journal. It was so exciting, and believe me, I did not spend all day just doing this. It would have took me a half an hour. It would have taken me a half an hour. However, I ran out, did some errands, ran around, did a lot of things. So I kind of worked on it off and on. So here it is. Here's the finished product. Here's the inside. Um, if you can see, there's a little pocket. Do I have it up? Oh, I have it upside down. Okay. I actually created a little pocket. I started really getting into this. I created a little, oop, there you go. Create a little pocket in there. I'm going to tell you what these clear sleeves are in here for in a moment. So here's some detailed shots of it. Oh, there you go. Let's see. Detailed shots. You can see I actually used my sewing machine and I used glue. But if you're not a sewer, that's fine. You can do the whole thing with just using glue. Around the edges, all around here, I use glue. So you can do all of that. And what are you going to use this for? You're going to use it to document your child's milestones. And what that means is that you may put a picture in here of your child starting to crawl, sit up, taking the first standing up, pulling the child, pulling himself or herself up on things. But it's not just a picture album. In the sleeves here, these are some of the things you want to make a copy of the child's birth certificate, not the original, a copy. You want to, and the birth certificate don't just have mom and dad up there. Certificates have what time the child was born, child's blood type, how long the child was when the child was born. So there's all kind of things in the birth certificate that can help a person when they're reviewing and assessing a child's milestones. Um, and the next, I'm turning like I have something in here, right? Well, the next thing you want to think about is having a copy of the child's physical. I try to keep at least the last 2 copies of the physical, shop records. I keep all original things locked up in a little safe that I keep in the home. So, but copies of the document, that way if you need to bring something to the school or you need to talk to someone about your child, you have copies of everything. You just pick this up and you take it with you. If your child's at a stage where they're starting to scribble and they're probably using their, oops, there you go, probably using their palm to do things, you want to have that as well. You may want to do some fingerprinting with your child, yourself. There may be some things you want to do together. So you will have all those types of things in here, but it's all not an overnight thing. That's what you have to realize. It's not an overnight thing. This is something that's going to last for years. I created one with my son and with my daughter. When my daughter graduated from college, I actually did a slideshow of her entire life, and I presented her with her Grow Up Mommy and Me journal. She was ecstatic. Her friends, the people that attended the party, they were all like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe you have that." I also did it with my son, and it works well when you create it with the child. Now I want to show you something about this. If you notice, I have little ties. Put it close so you can see. And I wanted it to be colorful because I like colors. And there's the inside. I have little ties here. The reason I have these little ties is so that it can expand. Okay, so the more you put in it, the wider it becomes. So that's why I have the little ties. It can expand. So the more you put in it, like I said, the wider it becomes. Now, there's another part to this. There's the busy side. And for all of those people who don't like so much busyness, the plain yellow in the inside. Okay, that's just a nice clear yellow. Here you go. Now, because I don't believe in telling children, don't touch, I believe in having a safe and healthy environment for children. So anything that you have as a Mommy and Me project, or you have as a project that is for, working with you and your child so that your child have a successful home education, social development, and development to the appropriate environment. I created a cover. So the cover goes over it. I'm going to put the cover over it so you can see. And it's not difficult to put on. I'm just, I don't know why I'm having a hard time, but it's easy to put on. Here it is right here. So the cover goes on it. As you see the cover, here it is. There you go. Let's see if you can see that. I actually sewed down the cover to reinforce it so that it doesn't, oh, there you go, doesn't rip or anything like that. And here's the cover on the outside. Now the cover is larger than, it's not even as wide, it's, it's longer. It's very long. But the cover is just like the middle. It expands. So once you put the cover on, I'm going to pull the cover tight. Okay, the cover is very easy to put on. Why I'm having going through all this these changes, putting it on, I don't know. But cover, you take the cover like this, you put it on tight, and then you're gonna fold it over. If you decide to make a cover, you probably won't. But that's something I did because I want children to be able to pick it up, touch it, throw it down, do whatever. It's yours. It's ours. This is something we're growing up with. Now, if you don't want to go as far as making one, a Mommy and Me project, you can actually use an old photo album. This is one I had around the house, and believe me, I've had this around the house for about 5 years. I've never put anything in it. So you can actually use this, and you can put whatever all your documents in here as far as pictures, handprints of the child, copies of the birth certificate, all of those things you can put inside of there. So that when you're in front of your child's teacher or your child's pediatrician and you want to discuss something that you have concerns about educational wise or developmentally, you'll have all these things in front of you to help and support you advocate for your child. This is a really fun project to do. I showed you different clips of how I purchased the material, how I put it all together. Like I said, it was not hard to do. It's a great Mommy and Me project, and it's something that when you look back on it years later, you will realize how helpful this has been for you. In fact, the one that I created for my son from the time he was in preschool when he graduated from high school on up, he recently asked me for it, and I was surprised because I asked him why. He said because there was something in there he wanted. So I'm like, okay. So I have this huge book that I created for my son, and he is 20 years old asking me for it. So here it is again. This is the Mommy and Me journal that I created to show you as a project you can do. Here's the inside. Remember I made the extra cardboard? You saw me with the cardboard? The cardboard will go in the inside as extra pages, but the cardboard, I will cover them. Okay, they will be covered just like this is covered, and I may cover it with a solid color or some other type of color, but I will cover the cardboards and make them very colorful, because the whole idea is you want it to be attractive and you want the child to be responsive to it. There's a saying called to react and to be reactive to something, and you want the child to react to it in a positive manner. You also want it to be a learning tool. So this is very colorful. I thought about this because when I saw it, I said, oh, this is perfect. It has yellow, reds, blue, all the basic colors you would be talking to a child at a preschool age. This has all the basic colors in it, and it has plenty of little characters for you to talk about and make up your own little stories. So this is great. This is great, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, just email me. Again, this is a Grow Up Mommy and Me journal. It expands, as you see. I use ties to tie the side because actually I just kind of like the ties because they have a little sparkle. See that? See if you can see it. Oh yeah, there you go. A little sparkle on it. So, and here's the inside where you can put some documentation. Okay, this one's empty, but if I had a little baby or a little child in the house, it would be all filled up. So, thank you, and until next time, bye.